So let me tell you what's going to happen to Howard Stern once he retires. Now just picture this. Just picture this, okay? He's going to take his money, move down to the Keys, and open up one of these adult bookstores in a metal shack out on the beach. You know, the type that's got all the old, worn-out VHS porno tapes from the 1980s? And in walks one of these German-speaking tourists or what have you, wearing the Speedo, and he's got the belly, you know, the beer belly, the sandals. There's poor Howie. Oh, by the way, he hated being called Howie. Opie and Anthony used to call him Howie. They had this rivalry. But apparently, he was really jealous, really envious of Opie and Anthony. Didn't want them on his mountain. So just picture this. This guy's down in the Keys. He just retired. Opened up this adult bookstore, selling all these old, worn-out VHS porno tapes. In walks this German tourist with the beer belly and the Speedos and the sandals, picking out barely legal big ones. And while Howie is giving him his change, he says, you know, I used to date that girl, looking at the girl on the cover. That's probably what's going to happen. But what was the big deal with Howard Stern? If you never listened to Howard Stern's show, here it is. Are you horny? Call me. Are you willing to take your bra off on the air? Call me. Are you willing to strip in Central Park? Then call me. And you're guaranteed a seat on that flight to the 14th Street Bridge. Oh, you didn't hear about that one? Don't remember that one? So back in the day, there was this terrible crash. They're taking off from Reagan National, or National Airport as it was known then. And after takeoff, or shortly after takeoff, they hit this bridge, 14th Street Bridge. And there were some people that died. Well, good old Howie had this brilliant idea to call up the airline and reserve a seat on that flight to the 14th Street Bridge. I mean, we're talking high class here, okay? But this is why I talk about preserving great art, music, history, and culture here on the channel, being the best that you can be, not going to the gutter. Now, I understand. Back in the day, you had to sell airtime. You had to entertain people. Because with radio, people can't see you, so you got to depend on your voice. That's kind of how I do this show here. I like doing that because I like being behind the camera. So every second counts. You can't have like 10 seconds of dead air. So I understand that. Now, look, I'm not asking you to be NPR here, all right? But whatever happened to the great composers and the great entertainers? We're settling for people like Howard Stern? Tell me exactly how Howard Stern improved our society. Okay, so you got entertained for a few hours because he talked to some woman who was stripping in Central Park. Not to say that other hosts, actually, the first shock jock, if you want to talk about it, really was Neil Rogers out of Miami. But nobody talks about Neil Rogers. Now, he's passed on, died in 2009. But if you ever listen to Neil Rogers, I mean, he goes back to, he was well before Howard Stern. In my humble book, or in my humble opinion rather, I think that Neil Rogers was the original shock jock. I mean, some of the skits that he had, like when the O.J. Simpson trial happened, they did this parody of a song called He Murdered Her with Gloves. And there's one about Bill and Monica. I'm not going to repeat that here, but you can go find the clip here on YouTube. But that was done in the context of what was happening at the time. You see, Neil Rogers wasn't purposely going to the gutter to go to the gutter because he wanted to shock people. He knew how to entertain you. He knew how to pull back. But Howard Stern, he's just stuck He's stuck with that I wasn't popular in high school mentality. I don't think this guy did a lot of dating when he was younger. Granted, the guy's rich. He's laughing all the way to the bank. Well, good for him. But when we settle for people like Howard Stern, then we got serious problems. But it is fun to see him go. So long, Howie. Thought I'd talk about this tonight. Quick video. Tell me what you think in the comment section below. You can find me at Instagram, #JasonComposes, because I write music in my spare time. Go to X, Culture Confederacy, at Culture Confed. While on X, now you can find me at Substack. This is the Culture Confederacy saying peace out. Stay safe, everybody. God bless this thing called the United States. I'll catch you next time, and y'all have a great Thursday night. Take care.